I gathered these acorns from the Morro Bay Library, where they have island oaks, so it's the same oak species. You can see the big, beautiful canopies from here in front of the South Bay Community Center. And these are in tree pots. So a tree pot is an air pruning. There's different kinds of pots, but essentially tree pots tall and long and allows for good taproot growth, because all of our semi-arid tree species, they have big long taproots so that they can survive the summer drought, which is coming. And yeah, so these air pruning taproots, what they do is they have a hole in the bottom, and when the taproot or any root reaches air, it self-prunes. So it reaches air, it goes, oh, I'm going the wrong way, and it self-prunes and then sends out lateral roots. So, but sometimes you'll see, the other thing to notice are these ridges, so it'll direct the roots one way or another. So slick-walled pots and pots that don't have holes in the bottom for air pruning, the taproot will twist and girdle and can become a problem, and it can stunt the tree. So what you'll often see are street trees that have girdled meaning they've wrapped around themselves and they're kinked and it's problematic, or so it's a problem. You see a little bit of circling here, but it's not so bad, right? So there's the taproot. But overall, not too many roots on the side, right? It's self-pruned, so this is a really happy tree. So judge a tree by its roots, not its top. So yeah, this thing is ready to go. So if you've never taken a tree out of a pot before, that one was pretty easy. Some of them are harder. I'm gonna clip this taproot. But yeah, the trick is to not pull on the trunk, right? So you want to flip it upside down, gently massage the sides. So you got your pot like this. Gently massage the sides, give it a good massage. It's gonna be in its new home. Flip it upside down. Push on the bottom here with your finger. Like that. There you go. Because if you pull on the trunk, you can damage the tree. So once you pull it out, we're gonna put them in gopher cages. We're gonna dig a hole. We're gonna amend the soil just a little bit, not too much. Really for moisture retention is the biggest thing in the sand dunes. I'm sure everyone knows how dry this soil gets. And then what happens is it gets so dry, the sand, that it becomes hydrophobic. So it actually repels water and doesn't let it sink into it. So you want a little bit of organic matter in there just so that it holds on to moisture and will accept water. Yeah, so we got 17 of these trees. They're gonna be really happy here. There's an example of them full size. We'll water them for the first 3 to 5 years, depending upon how much rain we get next year, which we never know. We're in a bit of a drought this year so far. At least us in Morro Bay, we're at about 80% of average. So yeah, the other thing I did is I prune the sides of these so that they fit into those tree tubes. So yeah, we got our island oak, 2-year-old island oak, and before I dive into the demonstration, I guess, does anyone have any questions?
I do have a quick question.
Yes.
You're talking about the roots.
Yeah.
When you see a tree planted, what is the percentage of roots showing versus the tree above ground?
It kind of just, it's basically 2 to 1 for these drought adapted species. So if it's this tall, then and it's in the ground, then it's going to be twice as deep. So yeah, that's where you got to dig pretty deep to hit water here. So give you a sense of that. So yeah.
About how old do you think those ones are?
Does anyone know when the South Bay Community Center was built?
Yeah, late 80s.
All right,
Not
so
that long. 40 years.
30, 40 years. Pretty good. Yeah. Does anyone know how long an oak tree can live for?
So long.
300 years.
Exactly.
500 years? I don't know.
And do you know when the best time to plant a tree is?
Yes.
40 years ago. You know when the next best time is? Today!
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we're gonna plant today. So thanks so much for coming. And now I'm gonna show you how. And raise your hand if you like gophers. I don't think so. Well, neither do trees. So we're gonna give them some help here. And in fact, I also have to go grab some tree stakes. But what we have here, I guess I can demo on this. So I'll just grab some tree stakes out of my truck really quick. But what we have here is a gopher cage, a tree tube. Thanks, Tim. And it's perforated, right?
He's got one.
So one thing that's pretty cool about these is they have a very subtle kind of perforation right here. You can see those dots. So this tube is meant to stay on the tree until it busts out of it, right? Because voles, it's another one of my favorite little critters with gophers, they can girdle a tree, and essentially they'll just chew around the trunk and they'll kill it, because the living part of the tree is the outside of the trunk. It's called the cambium, and if you cut around the whole tree, you can kill it. So we're going to use these to protect the trees from deer and voles, and it's also a nice little greenhouse effect, so they're going to grow really well in here. And then, does anyone know what these two metal bars in there are for?
Keeping it up straight.
They're for voles to do pull-ups. No, I'm just kidding. They're there to stop songbirds from falling in. So
will that be put in the ground a certain distance?
this is going to be just right on the surface like that.
Oh, okay.
And I'll show you. And these are going to go around the stake, and the stake is going to go in the gopher hole, or in the non-gopher hole.
No gophers.
The gopher exclusion zone.
We're not welcoming them.
Yeah, and if you think this is cool, I've got this amazing device that maybe I'll show you later if you want to see, that I'm importing from Spain. It's called a cactus, and it's a metal tree cage with spikes all over it, and you can grow trees anywhere. You can stop beavers, cows, elk, velociraptors, you name it. So yeah, but there's no cows here, right? So we don't need those. So we're just concerned with deer and maybe errant bikers. So yeah, everyone ready to watch the demo? Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, come on over here. Of course, I'm gonna need a shovel, so I'll go get that really quick.
Any shovel, do you, Jesse?
I like my own.